Hi, this is Jeff from the Ozark Mountains in Missouri, USA. Well, it's time for another Ferengi Friday where we take a look at the recent acquisitions that have made their way into the shop. Oh, I'm in the wrong spot. The retro kitchen table turned retro computer table is full of stuff because I'm kind of rearranging. So we're over at the workbench today, but it should still be fun. This box right here just came in a day or two ago. It's from a fellow named John. It's a donation. It's a bunch of TI stuff. I'm going to go ahead and finish unpacking this, and then we'll all have a look at it together. Let's get started. Thanks to PCBWay for sponsoring this video. They not only do PCBs and flex PCBs, they also have 3D printing service, injection molding service. They do CNC machining, sheet metal fabrication. They also have a thriving maker community where you can share projects and check out what other people are doing. For your next project, head on over to PCBWay. Alrighty, here we go, all unboxed. We have a couple new inbox CC-40s without the outer box. John said these were new in box. He got them from a former TI engineer, and the outer boxes had been damp, but he didn't think it got into the computers themselves. And they work, but they have something wrong with the LCDs. They have the manuals in there. You can see that does look like it got a little wet. We can see a little water staining on about the first half of the pages. A couple manuals for the modem. 2 boxes for the modem. And John saw this morning's video that I posted about repairing boxes, and he said, hey, now you've got a couple more boxes to repair. So, you know, we can do that. And these are some things out of his own collection of CC-40 accessories. This is some new boards made for the CC-40. This is a cartridge extender / breakout type of board, and these are multi-ROM boards. You can have some dip switches and a ROM that you program on here. This is similar to the dial-a-ROM board that we make for the CC-40, but this is just the ROM part. There's no RAM on it. A little bit simpler. Nice looking boards. And there are some original HEXBus cables. These are really nice looking cables. There is the HEXBus modem. That is a part number HX3100, like that. There is a second modem here. Very nice looking. Look almost brand new. The battery compartment's a little weird, I think. You pull this way and it pops it loose there. Kind of an odd design. Yeah, the battery compartments look new. Nothing wrong with those at all. And then we have the HEXBus RS232 interface. Again, looks about new. Plug here, the HEXBus plugs, and for the power pack. Very neat. So I think now we'll open up at least one of the CC-40s here and pop some batteries in it and see what it does. So here we go. We've got the top half with the manual, and this manual looks perfect. This one didn't get damp at all. Oh, maybe slightly. It's probably not going to show up on camera. You can see a little water staining right there. And it has the quick reference card right there in it. Very nice looking manual. And the CC-40, this is an 18K unit. It's kind of the goldish looking silver color. I think there was also a white color. This is where the cartridge plugs in. Batteries. This looks like a snap for something here. And it takes 4 AA alkaline. So let's get some batteries and put in here and see what this does. Oh, look, this was assembled in the USA. Wow. Serial number A80067G. Date code ATA 3483. So I'm thinking that probably means 34th week of 1983. Let me get some batteries. Okay, I have some batteries. Let's see. Goes like that. It's kind of an odd battery compartment. Not the easiest thing in the world to use. Because you got to kind of push that back and then push it down in there. And yeah, this ass backward battery door is just weird. It's very non-intuitive. Okay. And let me zoom in here for you. I don't know if you can see me putting the batteries in or not. And we're going to remove the film. Oh yeah. You notice how the static lights up the LCD? That's a lot of fun. Okay, let's press on. System initialized. Clear. Yeah, we've got some phantom lines. Let's do something like a bunch of 8s. Clear off. That's interesting, that one's stuck on. That just may have been a static charge that was stuck there. On. That looks better. Yeah, we still had a bit of static charge going on there. Yeah, we've got some missing columns, which could be a zebra strip issue. So that might be repairable. This unit though is absolutely new. So if we type in free 0 18K 18030, and the keyboard is okay. It's better generally than the TI-74 and 95. The 95s tend to be okay from, you know, the couple I have, and one of the 74s I have is okay, and the others are just pretty awful. 55 times 55, enter, 3025. Yeah, okay, so we might be able to fix this. I kind of feel a TI CC-40 Repairapalooza coming up in the near future. Let's go ahead and have a peek at the second CC-40 to see if it's the same case color and everything. I suspect it will be. Oh, look, there's the contrast here on the side. I didn't notice that before. So we can try adjusting the contrast. Oh, that contrast pot is really scratchy. But it does work. And the contrast is not too bad, actually. I don't know what it looks like on the camera, but in real life that's pretty good, even though I'm at a bit of an angle to it. If I get kind of right on and look at it, that's pretty good. And even at like a downward angle like that, like if it was on the desk, you can adjust it so it's okay. Not bad for an LCD of this era. Very nice. Okay, let's look at the second one real quick. Here's the second one. This one's got the cartridge door on it. Other than that, it is the same. This is also assembled 3483. It's serial number A001076, assembled in the USA. Peel off the film. This one also came with this basic programming keyboard overlay. So you go like that, drop it on there, and it's got all your shortcuts on here for the keywords and things like that. And if we press on, system initialized, I wonder if we can crank up. Yeah, almost. I don't know if that's going to show in video. Let me try to zoom in here. Yeah, you might be able to see it there. We've got missing columns through here, and then it's okay. There's another missing one there, and then it's all okay right here. Yeah, you can just see it there. That's a really good shot of it. So I think this is probably a zebra strip issue. Unless it's a heat-sealed LCD, then we might be able to reseal that. So that'll be a good project, I think, to take a look at. Oh, there's a little button. Oh, there it is. There. That must be a reset, I would guess. Something like that. Zoom out 55 times 55. Enter 3025. Okay. FRE 0. That's pretty hard to read. It says free 0, but it does say 18030, so it is definitely an 18K machine. Pretty nifty. All right, so sometime in the near future, we'll have a look at these and one or two others that are in a lot worse shape than this that I have, and see if we can get them all fixed up. Thanks a lot, John, for this TI CC-40 stuff. There's not a lot of it out there. It's greatly appreciated. It'll be some fun projects for future videos, and we can use it to showcase some of the TI accessories that we have on the website. Okay, I had to put the wide angle lens on to capture everything here. This was all one lot that I bought here locally in town, which is amazing. I think it's the only thing I've ever bought vintage computer-wise in the town I actually live in. The town I live in is about 20,000 people here permanently, another 10,000 students when university's in session. It's the county seat of a small county in central Missouri. And finding vintage computer stuff here is something that doesn't happen very often, and I got all this in one lot at a very good price, and I was surprised when I actually saw it how much stuff there was. I've kind of tried to organize it here. This is some Atari 2600 base here. The 2600 sits on top of it, and this thing is full of game carts. There's some miscellaneous computer manuals, you know, books from the era, 2600 trackball, Atari 2600 to 5200 conversion. This is basically an Atari 2600 that plugs into a 5200 and allows you to play your 2600 carts through the 5200. The joysticks and everything attached here. So this is basically a complete 2600. Alrighty, the furnace turned on because we're actually having winter here. So you'll hear a little background noise. There's a second Atari 2600 right here. An Atari 600XL. Now this was kind of in the back corner of one picture in the listing. I didn't know if it came with it or not, but the price was still okay, and it did, and it's actually in pretty good cosmetic shape. There's another box full of 2600 carts here. I didn't see any 600XL carts. There is a whole box here full of various power adapters. The one for the 600XL is in here. There's one or two for the 2600 and some miscellaneous. I'm happy to get the miscellaneous power adapters. I had a big box of them that I've had for years and years and years, and I've used so many of them I'm almost out, so now I can start refilling that again. And in this box over here on the left is a bunch of joysticks. There are, I think, 4 of the original 2600 style joysticks here. My favorite, the Wiko command control, and you can see that's kind of leaning toward Mabel's there. It needs the centering bushing. I've done a couple of videos on those. I'll link to that in the description below. And let me find it here. There's a couple of these gem sticks. There are multiple sets of paddles, and there is this disc washer point master joystick. And what is really interesting about this, it won't come out on this wide angle lens. It says disc washer, Columbia, Missouri, USA, patent pending. I had no idea there were joysticks made in Columbia, Missouri. That's about 100 miles north of here. I've got two of these. They both seem to be in decent physical shape. There is some cracking, some crazing right here on the base. So imagine mechanically that's the weakest part of it. Disc washer is a weird name for a joystick company. So what disc would have been washed at this time? Not CDs, they didn't exist yet. I don't think when this was made, CDs wouldn't have existed. Those would have came out in, well, they could have. They came out in the mid-80s. Maybe some type of cleaning thing for, you know, albums. I don't know. So I'll try to find out some more information about this company. Anyhow, we'll dig into a few of these things in a little more detail. The joysticks we'll do in, you know, some other time. But I'd like to see if at least one of these 2600s powers up and if the 600XL powers up. Okay, I've got one of the 2600s hooked up here with the Pac-Man cartridge in it. I've got the official Atari power supply here that has a humongous cord. I measured the voltage to make sure the voltage, the DC voltage was okay. I measured on the AC scale of my bench meter. Make sure the ripple was really low so we know the filtering in the little power supply is okay. And I've got an original 2600 style joystick which still feels okay. It doesn't mean it is okay, but it feels okay. We are set to a color TV. I'm plugged into the left controller and let's turn the power on. Well, we've got something. I'd say that it is outputting something, but it is not working. Oh, that's better. Let's try a different cartridge. All right. Plugging it in several times to clear the contacts on the cartridge helped. Lots of interference here from the RF cable. Game reset. Okay, and what happens? Oh, I have no idea what I'm doing here. I used to play this on the Atari 400 and 800 a lot. How about Donkey Kong? Maybe I should blow on the cartridge. Did you do that as a kid? Everybody did. It didn't really do anything. I know the connectors in the 2600s can be a problem. Nope. I think we've got some connector issues here. Probably some oxidation on the cartridges too. Hey, we got that started. All right, game reset. What about? Hey, this one I know how to play. I'm no good at it, but I can play it. Can't see all the ghost. Yep. picture quality on my monitor here is not great. Oh, there's a ghost there. All right, so this one pretty much works. The picture's not really good, and we've got some cartridge connector problems. Let's try our other 2600. Okay, here's 2600 number 2. This is a slightly different style. It has the joystick connectors and the power connector on the back, whereas the other one, they were on the top. I don't know which is earlier and which is later. I don't know that much about 2600s. Now, I was young when they were released. I could play them lots and lots of friends' houses, but my family couldn't afford one. So I don't know if I really missed out that much, but you know, now that I'm old, I can afford to buy it for myself. So I went from never having owned one Atari 2600 to owning 2 in real quick order here. And I was talking to my friend Bill. We fixed up his Commodore Palm console a few weeks ago, and told him he was a bad influence because he made me get a game console, and he said, hey, I've got some composite mods for those, so got a couple of those on the way. Anyhow, console, Atari 2600 console 2, got Donkey Kong in here. Switch the power on. This power switch is not real great. Oh yeah. Yep. See, I'm shaking the, you can't see that, but I'm wiggling the power switch back and forth. Oh, let's try Pac-Man. Okay, if I hold the power switch, we can get Pac-Man to stay on. The picture is definitely better on this one. Game select doesn't do anything. Game. I'm trying to play this left-handed because I've got to use my right hand to hold the power switch on. But you can see all the ghost on this one. Okay. This is really hard to do left-handed. There was a ghost there. Okay. So if you hold your mouth just right and you hold the switch just right, this 2600 also works, and the picture's a lot better on this one. That's excellent. Quite the score for this area to find 2 2600s, and there's probably 85 or maybe 90 cartridges total in that lot of stuff. Just amazing, and the price was really good. Remember years ago when everybody was getting rid of their 2600s, you couldn't give them away. They weren't worth anything to anybody, and now they're cool once again. Okay, now let's see if the 600XL will at least boot up into BASIC. I think it has BASIC built in. It's been a while since I've messed with an Atari. Okay, we have the 600XL right here. It's hooked up RF output to the TV on channel 3. I checked the Atari power supply, which is right here, made sure it has 5 volts out. It was measuring 5.1, unloaded, and that the AC ripple is okay. It was about 400 millivolts, which is a little higher than I would like, but it's okay for this testing. These guys are potted kind of like the Commodore power supplies, so you can't really get in there to replace individual parts. RF cable hooked up, which came with the 600XL. Let's turn it on. Look. Get you zoomed in. Oh, you don't want to see my head zoomed in. You want to see the screen there. So that's a decent looking picture for RF. It works. I don't have any cartridges for this guy, but the computer works. You can't ask for more than that. I'm very happy with that. The first computer I ever set my own hands on was an Atari. The school I went to was a small rural school. We had one Atari 800, the original 800, and two Atari 400s with the crappy membrane keyboard. And the library had a TRS-80 Model 3. That was all the computers that we had. Of course, there was like 60 kids in my graduating class, so what do you want? Anyhow, thanks to my math teacher, Mr. Park, I got into programming the computers, and that changed my life. I am super, super excited about this 600XL and the Atari consoles. Oops, the reset button stuck down. Oh, the option buttons are sticking. There we go. So those will need cleaned. So this looks like it'll need a good cleanup. Pop the keys off, that type of thing. Typing was okay. I think we probably lost the program in there after resetting it. Oh no, it's still in there. The return key is kind of up high on this keyboard. It's kind of weird. I don't remember if the original 400 and 800 were like that, but I'm very happy about this. We got a really good setup here. With this lot of 2600 consoles and a 600XL. I don't think I've ever had my hands on a 600XL before, and picking it up locally was a bonus. So I hope you've enjoyed this episode. We'll have some upcoming episodes where we take a look at this stuff. We get these 2600s cleaned up and fixed up, do composite mods on them, things like that. Check out some of the games that came with them, clean all the cartridge contacts, that type of thing. And I also have another stash of Ataris that I can't get to right now, hence my cleanup I mentioned earlier. And maybe we'll have some sort of Atari, computer repair-a-palooza at some point. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section down there below. I would love to hear from you. Thanks to everyone who helped support the Hey Birt channel. There's information about that in the video description. And until next time, bye.